There are 8 generations of Penningtons that have lived in Morgan County or still are living in Morgan County. And it got started by Thomas Pennington, who lived in England. And he migrated to Virginia into this country, in Virginia, later to North Carolina, and then on into Georgia and Jasper County. But in the meantime, when he was in Virginia, he fought under George Washington in the Revolutionary War. And he was evidently an outstanding soldier. And as a result of this service to the country, he received a land grant of approximately 250 acres, which is the basis of the Pennington community. So that's how it came about, was by Thomas Pennington. And these other 7 generations that have followed him still own some of this land that was issued by the land grant. The 3 main things, I think, that held the community together, which was much larger than it is now, as my understanding is, was the church, a schoolhouse, and a little country store. And the store was where the farmers from around would come and get, in fact, we have the ledgers, where they would buy their supplies for the year and sign off on these books. And when they would sell their crops, or they sharecropped, lots of them, they would pay off their bills. And the store was always used as the voting place for that community. I can tell you the 4 different voting places later on, but going back to the 3 major things for the community, I feel like the church probably was that and the school. The school was there, I think, before the church was built. However, the congregation met in homes and in the schoolhouse before they established the church. When the church was actually built in 1903, but they had been a congregation before then, and is still going today. And we have a full-time pastor now. We were on different charges, which the Methodist Church is called Pennington United Methodist Church. One time we were on with a group from Newton County in what is called the Athens-Elberton District. No, that's the Decatur-Oxford District. And then we're on the Athens District now. We have shared ministers throughout the years with Rutledge, Georgia, and with Godfrey, Georgia, right below there. But right now, Pennington, Georgia has a full-time pastor, and she is a lady. We had a lady who was our first full-time pastor. She has gone on, and now we have a full-time man who is our pastor, which speaks well for the church. It's much smaller now than I understand was in many, many years ago. Many years ago, it was everybody out there belonged. And they tell me that that church has always kind of been noted for paying its bills. And when they built the church, when they had the dedication, everything was enough money there except $18 they owed to somebody. And they took a collection and paid the debt off. So the church was debt-free. And as I said, we are over 100 years old, and that speaks well for the community as well. The little store building was started by the Pennington family, and it ran, as I said, and it had groceries and dry goods and seeds and everything you might there. And we had it, ran it, or my mother and father-in-laws ran it, and they moved into Madison about 1954, I would say, out of the home house. And when they moved into town, Mrs. Williams' family started. Mr. Roy Williams and his wife started running the store, and they ran it until it was closed. But even after the store closed, because the community has gotten smaller because lots of them are landowners out there, have owned that land for generations. For instance, you asked me some of the prominent families, the Floyd Newton family. Mr. John Newton, J.T. Newton, is the one that gave the land for the church. And of course the Newtons, and they still maintain their country home out there. And the Walkers also had a home out at Pennington, in the area going to Pennington, the Walker family. And of course the Williams, forgot to mention the family of Williams. And the Benfords were a popular family out there. the Benfords.